Speaking of that Crary Wind System that we put on there, guys, I'm sold. That thing's awesome. Our soybean headers will probably always have a wind system on them from now on. The first few mornings I questioned it a little bit, so I actually unhooked the drive shaft for it and ran without it for a few acres, and then I wasn't questioning it anymore. It makes a huge difference in certain conditions. You get it set just right, and you can almost run without the reel at all. It's crazy. We won't go without one anymore if we're sold on it. We won't go without one anymore if we're sold on it. We're sold on it. We're sold on it.
Since the early 90s, we've ran the Crary aerial and are very satisfied with it. So that's why we're looking at Crary for a wind system. Before, the beans were falling on top of each other. They were getting so deep that it was kind of like pushing the beans. They were getting really piled up. Immediately, what I have noticed, now the wind is actually pushing them to the conveyor belt by, I would say, maybe 8 to 10 inches, allowing the crop to not ride on that sickle and cut pods off the whole way. Cutter bar, there ain't a bean on it. They're all flying in, so I'm very impressed. To sum that all up, we're out here to get every bean that we possibly can, and this system I'm very impressed with. I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed.
Price of beans is up considerably, and we want to make sure we get all of them. We're running 75 to 80 bushel beans, so we're pouring in the bushels. The bushels. Show me your bushels. So that Crary wind reel is definitely moving some stuff. I think we're doing a pretty good job. I just made a couple other settings in the machine. Yeah, not doing bad. Let's see this wind reel in action.
The header's doing a pretty dang good job. We're not leaving many behind. What this is an air system that will blow air through these yellow tubes. It will help blow those in. This is all aluminum with all these tubes on here. We just used 2 guys, one on each end for each of these tubes to lift it up in there. So they're not very heavy. We definitely don't need any counterweight on. Where does the air come from? It comes through the tubes on the side here, down the back. So this is actually driven off the feeder house of the combine. This centrifugal fan here, blow the air up through there and distribute it out through the head. We have a couple of neighbors that run them and do a lot of custom harvesting. According to them, once you run one, you will never want to run it without one again.
So here's the difference. I got the wind off right now. I got the GoPro out looking at it, but you can see it's bunched up. It's not feeding. The reel can't get low enough to push them in. They're behind the head. This is exciting just for me to see. Now I'm going to turn the air on from the cab here. We're going to turn air open. Watch this. Blew them all right in. What a difference. Unbelievable. Well, now pretty much I would say 99% of them are going in. This is why we ran an aerial on our headers for literally since 1992. We thought we could get away with a draper without a wind system. We were wrong.
Bam! It's like a party! This thing is supposed to save, they're estimating 1 to 2 bushels. So let's just say we're going to run over roughly 1,900 acres of soybeans. Let's say we did them all with this head. That 2 bushel, it's 3,800 bushel. So this is what we closed at yesterday at our local elevator. $13.56. That comes out to $51,528. So that's why we're doing this. This thing will pay for itself in half a season.
That thing's awesome. Our soybean headers will probably always have a wind system on them from now on. We won't go without one anymore if we're sold on it.
You know what, guys? I think that I just saved all you farmers a lot of money.